So like direct combination reaction, we had element plus element giving compound, sometimes element plus compound giving compound, and compound plus compound giving compound. Like that, in decomposition reaction, same procedure, um, one exception only. So here one compound can give two elements, that is AB on heating can give A plus B. One example, silver oxide HgO giving Hg plus O2, 2HgO giving 2Hg plus O2. And one more case, compound, one compound on heating giving one compound plus element. Compound on heating gives compound plus element, that is AB on heating give ABC on heating give AB plus C. That example is potassium nitrate on heating gives potassium nitride plus 2KNO3 on heating is 2KNO2 plus O2. So this decomposition is also divided as into two types. The decomposition is divided into two types. Number one is thermal decomposition. Second is photochemical decomposition. So what do you mean by these both? Thermal decomposition. Thermal. What do you mean by thermal? Something related to heat. Thermal decomposition is a form of a decomposition reaction where we supply heat. Heat is required. What about photochemical decomposition? Photo means light. Especially in cases of photosynthesis, they order. So, thermal decomposition. So, thermal decomposition means you are supplying, what you supplying? Heat. Heat is required. Brought about by heat. So we will look at thermal decomposition of oxides, hydroxides, carbonates and nitrates. First of all, oxides, metallic oxides. So first of all, you need to know activity series. What do you mean by activity series? Yes, arrangement of metal in decreasing order of their reactivity. Its order is somewhat like this: potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, like that. Lead, hydrogen, it's an exception case, but still we will write it. We consider, even though it is non-metal, we put it on category of metal. After that, copper. After that, we will put mercury, silver, platinum, gold. So from in activity series, potassium to copper, elements from potassium to copper, they are stable to heat. So then after that, if you talk about silver and mercury, if you take metallic oxides of silver and mercury, you will get the metal plus oxygen. For example, HgO on heating, 2HgO on heating is 2Hg plus O2. 2AgO on heating, you will get 2Ag plus O2. So below that, you cannot find that much reactions. So potassium to copper, they are stable to heat, while silver and mercury, they are, if you take its metallic oxide and heat it, you will get metal plus oxygen. Next is hydroxides. Same case, but here potassium and sodium are stable to heat. Potassium and sodium only. After that, calcium to copper. If you take activity series from calcium to copper, calcium, magnesium, aluminium, zinc, iron, lead, copper. If you take its hydroxide, you will get metallic oxide and water. That is calcium hydroxide, CaOH twice, CaO plus H2O. 2 FeOH thrice. You will get Fe2O3 plus 3H2O. Like if you try aluminium, zinc, lead, copper, you will get that metallic oxide plus water. Clear? And silver, sorry, mercury to gold, they are rarely forms hydroxide. You can also always, depending on the condition of this, if you're trying a lab, you have to depend upon conditions and you have to do like that. So it rarely forms hydroxides. You cannot say no, you cannot say yes, but you can say rarely. So what about hydroxides? Potassium and sodium, they are stable to heat. From calcium to copper, if you take a metallic hydroxide, you will get metallic oxide plus water. For example, calcium hydroxide on heating is calcium oxide plus water. And from mercury to gold, they rarely forms hydroxide. What about metallic? What about thermal decomposition of oxides? That potassium to copper was stable to heat. So, and the mercury and silver, that metallic oxide on heating is metal plus oxygen. Okay. After that, thermal decomposition of carbonates. Here also potassium and sodium are stable to heat, and calcium to here calcium to copper. It gives metallic oxide and not water but carbon dioxide. So from calcium, so calcium carbonate on heating is calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. So what is the difference between that and that? That was calcium hydroxide will give water and calcium oxide. Here it is calcium carbonate, that is calcium oxide and carbon dioxide. So this is a good chance to ask a question. Name the gas evolved on heating calcium carbonate. So what is the answer? Carbon dioxide. Why? CO3 on heating is CaO. CaO is not a gas at all. Calcium oxide is not a gas at all. Its only gas is carbon dioxide. And copper carbonate. Copper oxide plus carbon dioxide. Here a special case. Silver and mercury that carbonate gives metal plus oxygen plus carbon dioxide. Here there will be no question of name the gas evolved, but you must know the equation. Why no gas the, so do you know the reason why they will not ask the name the gas evolved on heating uh, mm, mercury carbonate? Because two gases involved, two gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide are involved, but you must know the equation. What? 2 HgCO2 in heating is 2Ht plus 2CO2 plus O2. Or you can say AgNO3 on heating is Ag plus CO2 plus O2. Okay. So we discussed about metallic carbonate. Potassium to potassium and sodium, they are stable to heat. Calcium to copper on their carbonate on heating is metal plus carbon dioxide. And in Hg and Ag, their carbonate gives metal plus carbon dioxide plus oxygen. After that, we are having metallic nitrates. Metallic nitrate. So potassium, same here, potassium and sodium, they are stable to heat. Oh, sorry, it is metallic nitrate. So in metallic nitrate here, there is no stability heat over here. So metallic nitrate is potassium, sodium. They gives their nitrite and oxygen. KNO3 on heating is KNO2 plus O2. On balancing is somewhat like this. 2 KNO3 on heating is 2 KNO2 plus O2. From calcium to copper, they gives metallic oxide plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. Don't get confused by this. So calcium to copper. So calcium nitrate on heating gives calcium oxide plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. Yes, yeah. And mercury and silver. In that case, we are having metal plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. Same. Not metallic oxide, metals only. So no need to study that. Sorry, silver in that case you don't know. So let us summarize this in simple words. So thermal decomposition of, first of all we had oxide, potassium to copper, they are stable to heat. Then we had potassium to copper, they are stable to heat. Then we had mercury and silver, their oxide gives metal plus oxygen. For example, HgO gives Hg plus O2. You have to balance it. Next is hydroxide. Potassium and sodium are stable to heat, while calcium to copper, their hydroxides is metallic oxide plus water. For example, CaOH twice on heating gives CaO plus H2O. Balance it. Like that up to copper. And we had mercury and silver, they are rarely forms hydroxide. And the next was carbonates. Potassium and sodium, they are stable to heat. Calcium to copper case, we are having metallic metallic oxide and carbon dioxide. For example, CO3 on heating is CaO plus CO2, while silver mercury on their carbonate on heating gives metal plus carbon dioxide plus oxygen. For example, HgCO3 gives uh, Hg plus CO2 plus O2, metal plus carbon dioxide plus oxygen. Then their nitrate, potassium and sodium. Their nitrate gives metallic nitrate and oxygen. KNO3 gives KNO2 plus O2. Then we had mercury and silver, their nitrate. So their nitrate gives metal plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. For example, HgNO3 on heating gives Hg, sorry, calcium to copper. The calcium to copper, their nitrate gives metallic oxide plus nitrogen dioxide plus oxygen. CaNO3 twice on heating gives CaO plus NO2 plus O2. While silver mercury mercury silver no need, that's all. Then for next is heating of an ammonium dichromate. What is the formula of dichromate? Cr2O7, valency is 2 minus, so NH4 twice Cr2O7. So ammonium dichromate, it's an orange color compound, on heating gives, so it decomposes violently. It is given decomposes violently with flashes of light. So what is the products? So ammonium dichromate on heating gives chromic oxide plus water plus nitrogen. It reacts with flashes of light violently. Next, what if you heat hydrated copper sulfate CuSO4.5H2O? You will get copper sulfate plus water. CuSO4.5H2O, you get CuSO4 plus 5H2O. So CuSO4.5H2O gives CuSO4 plus 5H2O. Instead of a dot in middle, we put a plus. Simple to keep in your mind. Similarly, if you heat copper sulfate strongly, if you heat copper sulfate, you will get copper oxide plus sulfur dioxide plus oxygen. So heating of hydrated copper sulfate CuSO4.5H2O on heating is CuSO4.5H2O. On violently heating copper sulfate, you will get copper oxide plus sulfur dioxide plus oxygen. So what about ammonium chloride? It's a reversible reaction. You will get ammonia plus hydrogen chloride. Ammonium chloride On heating, it's a reversible reaction, gives ammonia plus hydrogen chloride. Next is electrolytic decomposition. Water, example water. If you pass water on electricity, you will get hydrogen plus oxygen. Detailed experiment you will learn in hydrogen chapter. Just learn that 2H2 on passing to electric current is 2H2 plus O2. That's all. That is called electrolytic decomposition. Next is photochemical decomposition. That is of light. For example, silver chloride. You will get silver plus chloride. What about hydrogen peroxide? Water plus oxygen. 2AgCl on passing through light gives 2Ag plus Cl2 and 2H2O2. 2H2O2 means hydrogen peroxide. Gives 2H2O plus O. That's all about decomposition reaction. That's all. You have to learn thermal decomposition of oxides, hydroxide, carbonates and nitrites. Then heating of ammonium dichromate, hydrated copper sulfate and copper sulfate. Then NH4Cl. And after that you have to learn passage of electric current through water and photochemical decomposition, AgCl and H2O2. Any one example of photochemical. Next, we are having displacement reaction. So, displacement reaction means, one element displaces another element from that compound. For example, A plus BC give AC plus B. Zinc plus copper sulfate give zinc sulfate plus copper. Zn plus USO4 gives ZnSO4 plus Cu. Magnesium plus copper sulfate, what will you give? Magnesium sulfate plus copper. Anyone, remember any one example. And what about Zn plus H2SO4, zinc and sulfuric acid? Zinc sulfate plus hydrogen, that's all. What about iron plus H2SO4, Fe plus H2SO4, FeSO4 plus H2? What about Fe plus HCl, FeCl2 plus H2? Displacement reaction over. That's all about displacement reaction. You just need to know definition. 1 to 3 examples. Simple example is Zn plus USO4 is ZnSO4 plus Cu. Then you can give is, what about, we looked at copper sulfate. You can also leave. So we are done with direct combination, displacement, and we are also done with decomposition. Now we have double decomposition reaction. So let's start it. A chemical reaction in which two reactants are both decomposed to form new substance by exchanging their radicals. That is called as a double decomposition reaction. So, simple example is AB plus CD gives AD plus CB, not BC, because B is a non-metal. CB, C is a metal, so CB. So, let us go to a deeper explanation of double decomposition reaction. So, it is divided into precipitation reaction. Okay, it is this double decomposition reaction is divided into precipitation reaction and neutralization reaction. Precipitation reaction, neutralization reaction. What do you mean by a precipitation reaction? Precipitation reaction is when two reaction, that is when a reaction happens as a product, we get the insoluble substance settled down in a reaction. If you are doing a test tube, you can say something settled down, insoluble substance settled down. So that formed a new substance. That substance formed is called as precipitate, and the reaction we call it as precipitation reaction. Therefore, definition: reaction between two compounds in aqueous solution state to give two new compounds in which one of them will be insoluble. That is called as a precipitate. So, for example, CaCl2 plus Na2CO3 gives CaCl2 plus Na2CO3 gives NaCl plus CaCO3. So this CaCO3, it's a precipitate. Okay, So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equations. Learn any 2 or 3. Learn any 2 or 3. And remaining 2, 3, you just read it out. Second, zinc ZnNO3 twice plus Na2CO3 gives NaNO3 plus ZnCO3. ZnCO3 is precipitate. That carbonate form. Zinc carbonate is a precipitate here. ZnSO4 plus NH4 twice CO3. That is NH4 twice SO4 plus ZnCO3. Okay. Fourth one, PbNO3 twice plus NaCl gives NaNO3 plus PbCl2. PbCl2 is the precipitate. And PbNO3 twice plus Na2SO4 gives NaNO3 plus PbSO4. PbSO4 lead sulfate is the precipitate. Now, some of the precipitate we can identify by its color. For example, let us take Fe2 plus, iron 2 plus, valence is a variable valence here. So, if you take Fe2 plus, we will react that iron sulfate with sodium hydroxide, FeSO4 plus NaOH. We will get FeO, you will get FeOH twice plus Na2SO4. That FeOH twice. It is denoted by dirty green precipitate. Dirty green precipitate. What is the precipitate form? Iron hydroxide. Color is dirty green precipitate. For example, in examination you will ask, write the observation for the following reaction, where you will given iron sulfate. Okay, write the observation when iron 2 sulfate is made react with sodium hydroxide. In your mind, you must know the reaction. What is the formed precipitate? Iron hydroxide. So the answer is a dirty green precipitate is formed. That's the answer. Just write dirty green precipitate. Now we have Fe3 plus iron 3. So we will make FeCl3 plus NaOH. 3 NaOH gives NaCl plus FeOH thrice. It is denoted by reddish brown precipitate. For example, write the observation for this reaction. Iron 3 chloride is made react with sodium hydroxide. What is the precipitate? FeOH thrice. So answer is reddish brown precipitate is formed. Now we have copper sulfate, CuSO4 plus NaOH. It gives what? Na2SO4 plus CuOH twice. CuOH twice. That is the precipitate. Pale blue precipitate. After that we have zinc. ZnSO4 plus NaOH. You will get Na2SO4 plus ZnOH twice. Gelatinous white precipitate. After we have lead, PbNO3 twice plus NaOH. We will get NaNO3 plus PbOH twice. Chalky white precipitate. So we have 5. You have to know 5 precipitates color. That is FeOH twice. What is the color? Yeah, dirty green precipitate. FeOH thrice, reddish brown precipitate. CuOH twice, pale blue precipitate. ZnOH twice, gelatinous white precipitate, and PbOH twice, chalky white precipitate. Neutralization reaction. What do you mean by neutralization reaction? An acid reaction between an acid and base to give salt and water by interchange of radical. Or you can write acid plus base gives salt plus water. A popular example, NaOH plus HCl give NaCl plus H2O. What is the acid? HCl. Base NaOH. Salt NaCl. We call it a salt NaCl that we have. So and what about the water? H2O. Water is water itself. So we have precipitation of a soluble salt by neutralization by double decomposition method. First one, CuO plus H2SO4 gives CuSO4 plus H2O. PbO plus HNO3 gives PbNO3 twice plus H2O. CuOH twice plus H2SO4. What will you give? CuSO4 plus H2O. PbOH twice plus HNO3. PbNO3 twice plus H2O. You don't have to memorize. Memorize only one or two. Learn only one or two. Okay, one or two equation. Other one you have to complete the equation. In examination they will ask complete the equation. You have to complete that. Otherwise, learn one or two from precipitate and learn the color of the compound, like we discussed some hydroxide, metallic hydroxides, iron 2, iron 3, lead, zinc, copper, like that. And from this neutralization, learn in 2 or 3, other you keep it in your mind. For complete the equation, it's a good question to ask. NaOH plus HCl, NaCl plus H2 we discussed. NaOH plus HNO3, NaNO3 plus H2O, NH4 OH, NH4OH plus HCl, NH4Cl plus H2O. Which is application of neutralization. So how we can apply neutralization in our real life? First one, a sting of a bee or a wasp is acidic in nature. Sting of a bee, bee or a wasp, it is acidic in nature. So when it will bite, what we apply? We usually apply sodium bicarbonate. Okay, so sodium bicarbonate we use in our homes. We have some, I don't know what to say, in kitchen most of us, a white color some salt is there. I don't know its English name. So it consists of sodium bicarbonate. If you apply that, we will cure. It is simply goes because it is acidic in nature. Next is heartburn due to acidity in stomach can be relieved by taking an antacid. In many advertisement is there some advertisement. So that antacid, if you use, your heartburn due to acidity in stomach can be relieved. Which is alkaline? It is an alkaline. That antacid is an alkaline and neutralizes the acidity in stomach. So two applications. Sting of a bee or wasp is acidic in nature. We use sodium bicarbonate, and heartburn due to acidity in stomach by taking antacid, which is alkaline. Final topic of the chapter, that is energy changes in a chemical change. Energy changes. Basically, we have exothermic reaction, endothermic reaction, photochemical and electrochemical. Endothermic reaction. Endothermic reaction means it is based upon evolution of heat energy, a reaction in which proceeds with evolution of heat energy. While endothermic is chemical reaction which proceeds with absorption of heat energy. What energy? Heat energy. Exothermic, for example, 2H2 plus 2H2 plus O2 on heating gives water and heat. Water and heat. It is denoted by, after putting plus, we take a triangle and T. What does triangle T plus triangle T indicate? Yes, the evolution of heat energy, exothermic reaction. One more example. N2 plus 3H2 gives 2NH3 plus exothermic heat, evolved heat. In endothermic, we can write C plus H2O gives CO plus H2. Oh, no. Let's take another example, simple example. Let us take a simple example. Calcium carbonate gives CaO plus CO2 minus triangle T, means endothermic reaction, absorbed heat. Next is photochemical reaction. Photochemical means it somewhat belongs to light too. A chemical reaction which proceeds with absorption of light energy. Best example, H2 plus Cl2 in presence of sunlight gives 2HCl. Photosynthesis is also good. 6CO2 plus 12H2O gives, in presence of chlorophyll on sunlight, gives C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. Okay, 6CO2 plus 12H2O in presence of sunlight or chlorophyll gives C6H12O6 plus 6H2O plus 6O2. Okay, and in case of electrochemical, it deals with absorption of electrical energy. Water, 2H2O on passing through electric current gives 2H2 plus O2. Clear? So that's about the chapter. Chemical changes and reaction. Thought it is clear. What we discuss in the chapter, we discuss what is a chemical change, what is a chemical reaction, chemical bond. After that, we discussed representation of chemical reaction, then types of chemical reaction, direct combination, we do definition, an example. Then we looked at oxidation of metals and non-metals, and metallic oxide plus water, non-metallic oxide plus water, preparation of fused salts, gases, sulfuric acid, ammonia, hydrogen chloride, ammonia carbonate, ethane, ammonia carbonate, so on. Decomposition reaction we learned. Yeah, some metallic oxides, metallic carbonate, and so on. Metallic nitrates, the heating of ammonium dichromate, CuSO4 to 5H2O, CuSO4, thermal dissociation, electrolytic photochemical, then displacement reaction. Definition 3, 4, 5 examples, then double decomposition, precipitation, definition, neutralization, application and neutralization, exothermic and endothermic photochemical agent. So that is all about the chapter. Okay, so this chapter over. Now we will meet you in next video on the topic. Till then,